What's going on, guys? I thank each and every one of you for joining me while I play with one of my new favorite reels. And once again, Philip, thank you very much for submitting this. It was eye-opening. I never knew really what this reel was all about. This is the new Essence, and it's a Stella Killer, if that makes any sense. But I didn't drag you all the way over here for that. We are going to do a quick unboxing. And you know me, unboxings are never fast. We don't care about the EMS label and all that kind of stuff. There's staples in here. Oh, look at that. And just to let you guys know, this is the first time I've ever bought anything from Digitaka. I've bought tons of stuff from other companies from Japan. This is my first experience with Digitaka. And the shipping was a little bit slower. I did order it on, I believe, the 3rd, and it's now the 8th. But before we get into this, let's play with some bubble wrap. Aha! Mr. Batusi, thank you very much. You convinced me to go ahead and sell off one of my Metanium DCs and order this little guy. So we have in the box, since this is an unboxing, we have paper goods. Remember to recycle because we'll probably never need them. Whoa. This is new and exciting. It's a green capped bottle. This is BFS oil, and then Bantam oil. I'm guessing it's just a thinner or lighter oil, maybe, or maybe they give you a slower oil in case the spool's a little too fast for you. We'll figure that out down the road. And then we have our little reel seat protector, so you don't scratch up the reel's foot. And this is what we're here for. I like it. Buttery smooth, just like everything that comes from Shimano with a revolving spool. Yeah. What the hell? Okay, the thumb bar didn't come all the way back up. That was interesting. I think I'm gonna stop doing unboxings because every unboxing I do, there's something wrong. Alright. Spool tension. How does this unlock? Open. Now, what really attracted me to this reel is the brake. I wanted to see it firsthand if it's anything fancy or crazy. Do these little brake things move in and out? Feels like there's some springiness to them. So what is there, like a little metal plate that the magnets stick to behind it and that moves them in and out of those little openings? Oh, come on, not another one of these tight dials. Jesus. Every one of these stupid things. There we go. Oh, okay, it just moves in and out. It's nothing fancy. I thought it was something fancy. Oh well. Can't win them all. Interesting. It's finally starting to loosen up a little bit. Cool. Let's take a look at the spool. I wonder if they have any line pound test restrictions, because I know with some BFS spools you don't want to load it up with heavy braid because you can actually bend the spool, since they try to drill them out and make them so light so that way you can get the spool spinning with the really light lures. Sometimes you got to be careful. Now this has that silly S3D thing, which once again I'm left scratching my head because I thought it involved some springs, and there are none. So yeah, that stable spool, whatever they talk about, I thought there's supposed to be like a little spring that keeps it centered and from wobbling back and forth. I thought this was one of the reels that had that, but apparently not. Barely swept handle. Clean looking. What is a... Okay, so that's the max brake. Ah, and they do sell, they don't sell, they supply you with additional magnets. From what it looks like, there were a couple vacant slots in here so that you can go ahead and add a little bit more braking, which, hey, we're going to get on the water and try it out. That's better. It sounds pretty much like every single other higher end Japanese bait caster. You hear that raspiness. And this is the XG, so this is a little bit quicker one. It's got a small enough spool where I kind of want that extra speed. And aside from that, let's take it apart. Let's see what makes this thing tick. Let's get this out of the way. Oh, and before we get to that, this is the BFS reel I've been putting most of my time on. This is a Abu Garcia Revo MGX with an Avail spool, and it does fine down to about a 1/10 or a 1/16 of an ounce. And we're talking minnow baits that are an actual 1/16 of an ounce, not like a 1/16 ounce leadhead in a grub that comes in at like a quarter. But does an excellent job. I just wanted to give this thing a whirl and see how she chooches. And in the past, I was one of the guys earlier on that were upgrading and modifying the JDM Daiwa Pixie and turning them into Pixillas and walking out on trout streams with a bait casting reel, getting all the funny looks. So I'm no stranger to this type of fishing, and I don't even think back then it was called BFS, to be honest. But yeah, about that. Let's get inside. Alright. 10? 10. I like how they changed the drag star a little bit on this. From 2015 reels, it used to be flat. And unfortunately, when we put the handle back on, a lot of times it would get caught. So you wrench down the handle nut and it's crushing that inner piece and shredding it up. I like seeing that there, to be honest. That doesn't mean a darn thing for how it fishes, but it's just a real tinkerer like myself likes to see that. Come on. Come to me. Am I doing something wrong? Alright. Okie dokie. So screw, screw, screw. That's a lot of screws right there. Okay. They look to be different sizes, so that's never a fun thing. Alright, so this is going to be the front Over here, let's get this stuff out of the way. Front screw, front bottom, I'm hoping I don't have to pull all the screws, to be honest. Huh. Okay, so this looks like that's going to be pretty much it. Good to see that those are the same. Watch me removing those 3 center screws completely hose me for when I take this side plate off. Just watch. Just watch. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh, what did I miss? What did I miss? Derp. Ooh, look at that. Oh, it's a clicky drag. You know, a little click. That's pretty sweet. We're going to go ahead and just gently lift that up and out. Ooh, we got lucky there. I ain't gonna lie. Thumb bar jumped out on me. Because, yes, when I removed the screws on the back side here, oof, guys, don't ever do that with this reel. Those screws hold the pinion support thingamabobber in place. So, when I opened this up, I knew I heard something, and it was kind of surprising why, hearing something when I lifted the pinion like that. There was nothing keeping any of this in place because I removed those screws there. So we dodged a bullet. I ain't gonna lie. That would have stunk. I've never been in this reel, and I wouldn't have known what went flying. I would have to really dig through the schematics, because when you're missing parts that you don't know were there in the first place, that kind of adds a different layer to the challenge. This is a different color than I'm used to seeing, and it seems like it's very light, so it doesn't look like brass or bronze. Probably coated aluminum, maybe? I'm just not a fan of that dark reddish color that they've used. But here's a close-up. You got the pinion support bearing there. And you can see that these posts here that support the pinion right here, that help the pinion to kind of move in and out to engage and disengage the main gear. You can see that's all right through there. Interesting, ladies and gentlemen. That one caught me. That one caught me, and we did get lucky. And then the same anti-reverse clutch that they use on everything else. And this is plastic. This feels like metal. Could be wrong. I hope it's not plastic. I would feel really stupid spending $300 on a plastic framed reel. I'm still not over the plastic versus magnesium and metal and stuff. But really goes to show you how much I really look into this stuff that I spend money on. Alright, so... Oh. And here's that tapered level wind. That was not featured on the Corrado, which would have been a nice touch. So it's large in the back. Now we're in the front. And we don't even know if that makes a difference. And you can see that in comparison to the first baitcaster that Shimano ever made, there are some differences. Sweet little reel. The reason why I have this out is I kind of want to do a retro thing with this. I want to see if I can get the drag star and the handle to fit, so not really sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I dig it. I dig it. I do like how they push that level wind pretty far out away from where the spool rests. That is nice. So, let's figure out what's going on here. Is the long leg in the frame? Yep, like always. Thank you. There's a little bit of plastic in there. I ain't gonna lie, this might be a tricky one to get back into place, but we shall find out soon enough. Okay, so those screws never have to be removed unless you're doing a full service. Now, I've never seen this kind of design before, so we're going to see if my notched pliers can get this spring back in. Not too bad. No scratch at all. Beautiful. Crisis averted. And that's your X-shift bearing in there. Let's make sure we got this oriented the right way. I use different grease on this. And before we degrease the main gear, we need to take a look at the clicky drag. So you have that little ball detent there, a small carbon fiber washer, the clicky plate, greased, Sweet. I like that. Alright, let's go ahead now and degrease the main gear. Anything else hiding under here? Nope. And nope. Cool. Be right back. Alright, now that we degreased everything and everything is dried off, let's go ahead and put the clicky drag stack back together. What the heck was that? Oh, don't tell me my studio fancy lighting bulb just burned out on me. You know what, we're going to actually do something different with that clicky. We're going to add a little bit of grease to it, so that way it kind of muffles it a little bit. I like the idea of the clickety-click. I don't want it to be too much. So we're just going to go ahead and run some grease. See what we did there? Besides getting it all over the place. This stuff I'm starting to really like. Just throwing it out there. Here it sounds a little bit different. Now you see how this stuff works? How it created that little line? That's how sticky this stuff is. Cool. Now what I'm going to do, I don't generally recommend, I'm going to tighten down the drag just a little bit. Mainly because I want to make sure she is running right and that clickety-click drag isn't buttery smooth like you normally would have. Nice. That'll hopefully wear in nicely. Again, I'm experimenting with this grease, basically as much as possible. So much for greasing it to quiet it down. I'll tell you what, guys, this Aqua Shield grease, I really like it on worm gears. It's better than anything else I've ever used, to be honest. No, that is not nearly as cool as I thought it was going to be. Bring it duck hunting. That's going to get annoying. That was a $100 light bulb. It only lasted me a couple months. Or a $60 light bulb? I don't even know. Something like that. I think it's a little quieter. We put a lot of grease on this thing too. I don't recommend putting that much. I'm just really trying to test out this grease and see what it looks like after some use. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This was kind of cool. I was kind of hoping that magnetic brake was going to be a little bit more, I don't know, cooler, I guess. But, hey, it is what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, found it informative, and if you have any feedback on this reel, I'm not going to be able to fish it probably for another 2 or 3 days, and I'm really looking forward to it. So if you have this, get me all hyped up on it. Really looking forward to it. And until next time, guys, thank you. I will see you soon, and stay tuned for a ton of more stuff. Thanks, guys.